Okay, I was looking at this story. You know, the NBA player Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor. You know, they're married. We love them as a couple. Well, Iman was on a podcast, and he said during the podcast that because they were celebrities, he gave Tiana a list of everybody he slept with, so that when like they went to a party and ran into somebody, she would know. So, how do you ladies feel about exchanging lists of people that you slept with your significant other?
I 100% agree with this. I personally think that this is very respectful. I've actually done it in my current marriage, and I've done it in previous relationships. I just think that open communication and honesty helps to build trust. And ultimately, I just think you wouldn't want them to find out from someone else. So it's better to just be honest. And this way, there's no woman thinking also that she has one over on you. You know, like that you go to a party and she's laughing in the corner like, ha ha, I slept with your man. Instead, you're like, ha ha, I know all about you, boo. Because he told me.
That's funny because this actually happened. Well, not like I didn't go into detail about who you slept with, Adam, but I was at a party and there was this girl there who I had never seen before, and it was his work party. So I knew Adam's coworkers. And she walked in and everyone was dressed kind of casual, and Adam and I just started dating, but she was dressed in this sexy, like white, long blazer with like no bra, kind of a suit. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And she kept looking at me. Then she kept, looking at Adam. And of course, my woman intuition kicked in. But Adam, he didn't tell me. I went to visit my sister-in-law, and my niece, she was younger at the time, and I was telling my sister-in-law, about this girl and her name, because I found out her name, and she's the one who told me that Adam and her dated, and I was like, and it made me feel like some kind of way. Yes, but I have to say, I became very inquisitive. Once you're like, okay, so like, y'all sleep together? How long did y'all date? Does she still like you? Who is she with? So that now, I will say this, you guys, now that I'm married, this is just me. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Really?
No, I don't care because it's the past. It's the past. I don't want to. Only because I know me. I know I'll be all up in it again, and I don't want to be all up in it. I want to be focusing on other things. Adam and I are in it to win it right now, and so that's all I want to focus on. Yeah. That's me.
I give you applause on that.
More on it if I don't know, because then I feel like I've got to do the research. If I don't know, then I'm like inventing things, and I'm like, oh, they was in love. He was, like I'll be. For me, it's better to just know, so that I'm not making stories up in my mind. And I personally like the honesty, and I just like knowing. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Like, it gives you confidence in your relationship when you feel like someone is being open and transparent, right? And it gives you a sense of security. Like, confidence comes from what you know. So you're like, okay, at least I don't feel like I'm out here. And you know what's, it's sad though, but people can be shady and like definitely can try and be on some like holding stuff over you. I've definitely had women like get at me or think that they're putting me on to something. And I'm like, ma'am, I've already known. My specialist called I be knowing for a reason. You're not telling me anything.
I love it. Jeannie, you wanted to get in on this?
I appreciate getting an inside look on two celebrities that we see often. Tiana's beautiful. She's, stunning. She's fit. Her man's the same. They do projects together. They floss on the gram. But when I saw this, it gave me a whole different scope on the maturity between them and the bond that they have that is unbreakable with other thoughts out there. And what he said more so in the video is what I really identified with, which is, I want to make sure that she walks confidently into any room, not ever feeling like I never prepared her with what she should know when it comes to my past. And that's a beautiful thing for a mature man to recognize. And for sure, Jay and I talk about that because we have similar circles of friends. And you never want somebody to be up in a room where they they don't know and somebody else has something up on him. So I'm with you on that, Aid, but then I'm also at a place in my relationship now where I really don't care to know the details. I only need to know about the chicken heads that are around me. And then after that, whatever it is that he went through to get him where he is now, to make me love him the way he is now, is good enough for me. Like, I really don't need to know the details of it. And he doesn't need to know that about me. And I think that's also a level of maturity too for a couple to be at.
I feel like once you know, let it go.
Right now, we are at a place right now with my relationship that we can be 100% honest. Like, if I feel something and it's okay for him to ask, and we'll be honest. But I don't need you to freely give me this information, because I already feel, for me, I already feel secure. I don't care if that girl's holding something over my head.
Okay, can we be real?
You're already so far down the line.
Can I put a question out there? Because, we're all, kind of known. So let's say, we understand about maturity and all this other kind of stuff. But what if you go to a party and then the person comes at you kind of like, what you say? How do you react?
Like, what do you mean? Which person?
What do you mean?
Like say you don't know, and they come at you, or maybe you do know, and they come at you like,
No, that's two very different situations, Lonnie. That's two very different situations. If you don't know versus if you know. You know what I'm saying? If you know, then it is what it is. What does this person have any business coming to you? You would make sure that I would make sure not only that I already know, but I would also make sure that
don't know. And they're coming at you like, you don't know. Do you check them and let them know you know?
Yeah, you always let them know you know, no matter what, right? You always got to front. You always got to be like, oh yeah, I heard. And it wasn't that much to talk about. Like, it really wasn't that exciting. You got to put them down. But then you go home and you have a conversation with your dude.
I just feel like what really matters is, as long as this ain't happening while we're happening, what are we really talking about? Even if I didn't know, or if I knew, if someone told me that, my response would be like, well, are y'all rocking right now? So then what are you here talking to me about? I mean, like, what are you here talking to me about? Like, clearly that wasn't the business, because I'm the business.
I think the difference is if it was somebody like a close friend. If it's in your circle, let's say your partner knows your circle of friends, and one day your circle of friend person comes to you and is like, you know what, I don't know who told you this, but I got to tell you this, and your man didn't put you on, it doesn't matter if it isn't going on right now, that's disrespect. You got to tell that person you know they're in your circle.
Yeah, like
because that's not your friend. But that's also not your friend, because your friend knew that you was rocking with dude before that moment. So
put it on both
of
them.
Bring them applause. You better bring them applause. Yeah, it goes
because I'm like, if your friend knew from jump,
it's her responsibility to tell you too. It's on both of them.
It's on both of them.
Really respected you. Somebody's gonna tell you.
Yes, and again, we're just saying that the friend is in your circle. A friend in your circle, we don't know how close that person is, but your man needs to put you on. Your man needs to put you on.
I've been in this situation where I had to tell my new dude that I had a moment in time with a friend of his.
And how'd you do it?
I just said, because the dude that I was talking to, he was expressing to me that he wanted to like level up. And I think that's also a big caveat. It's like, what level in your exchange are y'all at? Because I'm not really going to put out my business to you if we don't have any bigger business to do together. Right. So once it became like, yo, like, I'm really feeling you. Like, I really want to see what's up with this, like in a real way. That's when I was like, okay, well, let me inform you that there was a previous situation that had once taken place at a previous point in time with an individual that you have had as a spades partner.
That's deep.
And he was like, okay, all right. And I was like, if you need to think about it, like, go for it. Like, if that's what you need, like, I completely understand. But I just want you to know, because I'm not that type of John. I want to put that out there. And he was like, just the fact that you even told me lets me know I don't need to think about it. We good.
Wow.
That's dope. Have you ever had somebody have a hard time with it? And what do you do in a scenario where someone's like, now I don't want to mess with you anymore because I'm uncomfortable, or that's too close to home, or whatever the case may be?
I mean, I feel like that person is not for you or whatever. You can't hate on it. It's just what it is. I mean, I've been in this situation, more than once where I've been on the other side of it. And I feel like at the end of the day, again, it ends up being like, how recent did this happen?
Right.
And where are y'all at now?
Yep.
Right.
I feel like how deep is the love and the feels if you're going to let this get in the way? That's where I feel. I feel like if there is ever a guy that tries to make you feel bad about your past, then they are not for you. If they can't look beyond that, then they're not for you.
Let them know, Munchkin.